Ah, welcome, class. Today we'll do pages 11 and 12 and get to the halfway marker of the opening chapter of the sequel to our AracKnight series, Ultimate in Spider-Man fan fiction, the AracKnight. Let's get us caught up on the last class, pages 9 and 10. We get a close-up classic shot of Spider-Man's head as the Spidey sense goes haywire. Spider-Man turns, shoots a web to the backside of a passing police copter hitching a ride. Let's get our FX shots underlined. The best part of working for Now magazine, they're in the absolute center of the city. And as all rivers converge upon the center, it's the perfect place to go fishing. SFX of a massive whoosh as Spider-Man goes for a water ski across the sky towards the action. And my spider sense is telling me that my two whales are on the other end of this line. My OCD tells me to set my camera on auto, but the wind and buildings coming at me at full speed remind me to be patient. They cut to an overview of a new construction project connecting Empire City with the outside world, but also serving as an urban city-village bridge hybrid with a steampunk futuristic scale like the village of Volantis in Game of Thrones. We see several police dirigibles and copters flying around the half-constructed bridge. As like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, it seemingly seems. I really wrote that. It seems to go into the clouds. They're all focused at the center where we can see some figures standing around waiting to communicate with the commissioner, who is speaking to them via megaphone speaker from one of the copters. The Empire City Sky Bridge, a new project from the PR team at Mayor Jameson's office, serving as an olive branch into the wastelands to invite our entry back into the Union, and proving that Empire City intends to help heal the wounds of the Civil War that they profiteered off of. I guess that's a preposition. They profiteered from. Okay. That they profiteered from. Call it poetic justice. Call it strategy and restriction. Mayor Jameson promised that none of the new citizens would ever have reason or cause to leave their new villages on the bridge, promising a separate and self-sustaining society. The Sky Bridge is, of course, still in progress. Commissioner Stacy. Gentlemen, this is ECPD Commissioner Stacy. We are merely assembling to hear your demands. We have no intention of engagement if you intend to cooperate. I've spoken to the mayor, and he has agreed to a sentence of merciful exile upon a peaceful transfer of the scientist. This offer will not last the night. We close in on the villainous tag team, staring down at the police cavalcade with seemingly no worries and no weapons. They look like a classic heel tag team from the WWF days. We'll do a kickbox bio of each villain as a way of showing Commissioner Stacy getting the recon while he attempts to negotiate. These two men are staking their claim on an incomplete base without their hostages and without any visible escape route. They're either arrogant or stupid, and I'd like to know before we charge in. Okay, DeWolf, give me the recon. What am I staring at? The big one is Flint Marko, former muscle for the outfit, believed to be killed during the construction of Empire City. The older one is Roderick Toombs, also believed to be killed. Well, they're standing in front of us and they have an obvious grievance. This won't be quick. Hang the first wave back and get the mayor on standby. See, I feel like I need a little more meat here. In the bios, the big one is Flint Marko, former muscle for the outfit, believed to be killed during the construction of Empire City. The older one is Roderick Toombs. Base jumper. Skyjacker. Base jumper, skyjacker, engineer. Also believed to be killed. The older one is Roderick Toombs. Base jumper, skyjacker, engineer. Also believed to be killed. Well, they're standing in front of us, and they have an obvious grievance, so this won't be quick. Hang the first wave back and get the mayor on standby. Don't you hate when you get to the end of a page and that fucking shit happens? So I understand why it isn't. No, it looks too tight. Yeah, all right, I get it. You know what? We'll be shrinking this at the end. I just have it big for visual purposes. Still, it's OCD annoys me. Anyway, gentlemen, I'm up to date on your bios, and I believe I understand your concerns. I'm coming in myself for a landing to begin negotiations. Close-ups on the evil and anxious smirks of both the Sandman and the Vulture. It's showtime. And I thought the Commissar would be coming in last, behind his pawns. I guess their whole plan is to kill the Commissioner. Now we're going to tease the killing of the Commissioner, of course, because Commissioner Stacy is pretty much dead by now if we're in Spider-Man lore. He died way back about 20, 30 issues ago, but I say fuck it, we're going to keep him alive. Like something straight out of a monster movie, the Vulture spreads his wings and takes off, just as you see Flint Marko begin to morph into a sand monster style blob a la the T-1000 from Terminator 2. Narrative box. Letter or nose. Box. I arrived just in time to see them make their move, and while I know the Commissioner to be as stubborn as he is brave, he is also underestimating his targets. The Commissioner is a purist, who still believes he can relate to even the worst kind of criminal on a human level. Fact is, he's not dealing with humans here. He's dueling with monsters. As the Vulture glides past Commissioner Stacy's copter, we see the sand blob land on the front window. What happened here? The Commissioner's under attack. First and second waves advance. Tacticals underneath cover their escape. What the hell is that? We close in from the view of Commissioner Stacy as we watch the Sandman morph his face into hard granite. This is homage to the scene from Terminator 2 when the T-1000 is morphed as a cop and smashes his head into the helicopter hovering above the Skynet factory. I always believed that if one were able to use Flint Marko as a villain in a Spider-Man story, they would most certainly have to do a scene where he uses his sand morphing abilities to do an homage to one of the greatest sequels in the songs of leisurely lore. What? Make homage, okay. We see the Sandman's granite head smashed through the cockpit window again, a la T-1000. The other cops try to communicate, but the Vulture is taking out their communications. Taking out their radios. Commissioner, can you hear us? He's going after the dirigibles. We have to open fire. Just like the T-1000, the Sandman spills into the seat next to the Commissioner and begins to turn back into his human form. SFX of gunfire and dirigibles being deflated from all around from the outside. SFX of gunfire and dirigibles being deflated, all from around the outside of the now exposed cockpit. Close-up of the forming face of the Sandman as he tries to intimidate the Commissioner. Get out. The Commissioner, of course, is not intimidated. He'll be like, "You're under arrest." We see the Sandman's arm extend into a hard clay extended fist as he punches Commissioner Stacy out of the copter door, sending him plummeting to the clouds below. SFX of the punch and copter door smashing off. Commissioner Stacy is the type of guy who would prefer to die on the job. The concept of fishing and farming just didn't sit with the aging warhorse. A common narrative always sends him to his doom, with his fall serving as a motivational pivot for my character development. Just as Commissioner Stacy begins to fall unconscious into his fate, we see a silhouette, a Spider-Man, of an angel, what looks like an angel emerging from the clouds to capture, to bring the commissioner to heaven. Spider-Man, of course, must say, good thing. It's a good thing. I don't believe in tradition. I don't believe in traditions. It's a good thing I don't believe in traditions. All right, page 11. Like I said, as of now, I'm just keeping the font nice and big for visual purposes for you, the student. But it's really annoying. Once I shrink it down I shrink it down to about 12 for printing purposes. Because this looks way too fucking big when you read it in a book. I learned that through the first few prints. So you gotta make it about 12. 11, 12. And it shrinks down once you do that. I like to start new pages on new pages. When you write it, you get the crunchies here. It happens. We see the angel is Spider-Man, who catches the commissioner, who lands unconscious in his grasp. What's going on here? Oh, the commissioner. Okay, that's what it's a long word. I hope so. Good thing I don't believe in traditions. Evening, Commissioner. Close up on Spider-Man looking upon the unconscious commissioner with an almost admirable gaze. How cold. Whoever did this, how cold. Whoever did this, yeah, I kind of like this line. It's kind of tough guy line. Whoever did this, it's like very Sopranos. Not nothing too cheesy or melodramatic. It's like whoever did this, like he's just saying, whoever did this. I like that. We see the angel Spider-Man who catches the commissioner who lands unconscious in his grasp. Because remember, it's not just him falling. He got fucking punched by the fucking Sandman. Like a fucking knockout punch. He got knocked out the fucking cop the door. He's an old man. And the idea is now Spider-Man has an excuse to go in as a hothead because the commissioner's not there to stop him and say, no, 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 we got this. So let's have some fun. Let's create some fucking chaos on these 2 pages. Close up on Spider-Man looking upon the unconscious commissioner with an almost admirable gaze. How cold. Whoever did this. All right. Spider-Man lands by the side of the bridge, of the sky bridge, along the police encampment, where he drops off the commissioner. We see cops scanning the aerial developments while also attempting to line up sharpshooters to take shots at the Sandman and the Vulture. I like this kind of idea. Is like he's arrogant now. You know, he's arrogant. He sees these two guys beating the shit out of the cops. He's like, tell them to fall back. I got this. Like fucking, I'm going in there hot. Like again, Rocky 3. You know, he's comfortable. He's complacent. He's been whipping some ass for a year. He's getting laid. You know what I mean? Spider-Man lands by the side of the sky bridge along the police encampment where he drops off the commissioner. We see cops scanning the aerial developments while also attempting to line up sharpshooters to take shots at the Sandman and the Vulture. All right. Medics. I've got the commissioner. One. Spider-Man. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, officers. Evening, blue. That's cheesy. That's a good one. Medics. I've got the commissioner. Spider-Man. Evening, soldiers. What are we dealing with? Medics collect the commissioner in the background while Spider-Man converses with the cops. Darush. Two of them out there. One's a shapeshifter. One's a shapeshifter. One's a shapeshifter. The other's got a flight suit. One's a shapeshifter. The other one's got a flight suit shooting razor blades. Two of them out there. One's a shapeshifter. The other one's got a flight suit. The other one's got a flight suit shooting razor blades. He hit the dirigibles. Two of them out there. One's a shapeshifter. The other's got a flight suit shooting razor blades. He hit the dirigibles. Knocked out the radios. The mayor's sending backup drones. We're all ears here. Two of them out there. One's a shapeshifter, the other one's got a flight suit with shooting razor blades. He hit the dirigibles, knocked out the radios. The mayor's sending backup drones, but we're all ears here. All right, let's get our notes. Moving to page 12. And moonbeams home in a jar and remain elsewhere you are. Or would you rather go to Earth? All right. Grabs a pair of high-end binoculars to view the villains. Two of them out there. One's a shape. I like the line here. It's got a little cop personality there. One's a shapeshifter. The other one's got a flight suit shooting razor blades. He hit the dirigibles, knocked out the radios, knocked out the radio. The mayor's sending backup. The mayor's sending backup drones, but we're all ears here. Oh, God damn it! What do you want? No, fuck it. I want a capital. Close up on Spider-Man, looking cool and heroic, like Rocky, showing off for the cops as he tosses the binoculars behind his back, showing off for the cops as he tosses the binoculars behind his back and sets off for the fight. Damn the radios. Signal your men. Tell them to pull back. I've got this. Damn the radios. Signal your men. Tell them to pull back. I've got this. Cool action shot. Spider-Man shoots a web towards the bridge beams, takes off into the fight. Can I go without this going to the next page? Yay! All right. All right, rock and roll. Which brings us to page 12, halfway done already. Sometimes you just get a feeling as soon as you open the file and you get going before you even start reading the mining for the information. So now we're going to do, of course, we're going to keep ourselves in a time loop here. It's November 1973. And on this side, it's a month behind. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start over here with one issue where Spider-Man takes on the kangaroo. It was always just a stupid, the kangaroo is the equivalent of the Saturday morning wrestling when the Ultimate Warrior come out and beat the shit out of John Smith or Mick Foley before he was famous. And then we'll do 2 issues of Marvel Team Up and loop it back around to Amazing Spider-Man 127. Or I believe, if I'm correct, but we'll save it. Fuck it. Let's all go in surprised. I believe he goes after the Vulture. I know 129, the Punisher's coming soon. That would be kind of badass. So let's do this. The bloody kangaroo. The roo. Most college students take the bus to campus, some kids drive. But only one teenage scholar web swings his way to classes in the morning, and that's your name is Spider-Man. The kangaroo bounces back. Somebody's trying to get his attention. It's a shakedown. Oh, are these the guys that built him the Spider-Mobile? That's right, the advertisement Corona Motors. I made the Spider-Mobile for my Indiana cover. So much you know I love Spider-Man and what a purist I am. The Indiana cover, I will show this fucking thing off right now. Check this shit out. Look at that, the Spider-Mobile. Look at that. How badass is that? We did it. I did the Spider-Mobile on my Indiana cover. All right. Non-polluting car engine. Oh, yes, I think it's swell. What's it got to do with me? We want to hire you to advertise our new car, to build a Spider-Mobile. See, he's not for it for a little bit. So there are times that when I read Spider-Man, I get frustrated when he do these dumb decisions. Like, dude, make them let them build the car, asshole. It's bugged me. Now I get the fucking kangaroo. Somehow we can get the kangaroo into the story somehow. If it hadn't been for him, I could have been someone in this bloody country. Instead of a bum with nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. Yeah, blame Spider-Man. It's the fact that you suck. Oh, again, do we have Dr. Harrow? Oh, yay. We get to give this guy a character. Who the heck are you, mate? What's this all about? Why are you looking for me? If you're out to have me deported back to bloody Australia. No, no. My name is Jonas Harrow, me boy. See? That's when we brought Jonas Harrow into our storylines. I love it. We're going to give this guy a real character. I'm a doctor recently unfrocked. I'm sorry to say, but I have certain techniques which might prove of use to you. Now I have a new proposal to make. A most interesting proposal. See, we have to give one. We're going to have the Sandman and Vulture will win this fight, of course. Spider-Man's either going to barely get away or they're going to use him as a ransom. They'll beat him up good here. And what happens next? What happens next? Oh, that's right. I need them to have a hideout, a cool hideout. Somewhere in Empire City will be their hideout. So they'll have a Dr. Oct hideout. Or Craven. Well, no, Chameleon burnt down Craven's lair. So we'll need something. They can't do Dr. Octopus's lair because that was raided by Norman Osborn's people. And they can't stay with Norman Osborn. So Osborn eventually's got to track them down and find their hideout. So maybe we don't reveal their hideout just yet. Maybe we just cut to Harrow experimenting. Little luck, I might actually make one of my classes today. I haven't been expelled, doesn't matter. The sound of it, nothing matters with Gwen gone. And this guy ends up being the fucking Jackal. So again, we could bring this guy in too to the storyline. Professor Warren. Yes, Peter. I'd like to attend my class sometime, the one you registered for in January. And good old Mary Jane. Oh, we're heading out for a Coke. Want to drop along? People used to go places for soda. Oh, I missed that. I missed that so much for Monday. I went to this rate of last the week. He's blowing everybody off, which starts to annoy me. Harry has forgotten to pay the rent for 2 months, which means Peter's getting thrown the fuck out. You were acting oddly. Good old Mary Jane. She's looking out for him. All right, okay. So Dr. Octopus has that mansion. So that's what we'll have. But they'll be in Empire City. So what we need to really work on when we start the idea is that where do the Vulture and the Sandman hide the scientists? We'll take this opportunity to move a few blocks north into a tenement loft formerly rented by a maker of avant-garde movies, now leased by a man. I remember Faro is the guy that made Hammerhead. So I like this. We could have. All right. Dr. Faro will be working on subjects well as the other scientists who are safe and working in one of Dr. Dr. O's old labs and a secret luxury hideout. Provided to Sandman and Vulture, who are also using the doctors, the scientists, to help with their own powers and enhancements. All right. Page 12. We're already halfway done, so we got to enhancements. They could be working on subjects like Hammerhead and the kangaroo. You never know. Jonas Faro. Relax, friend. It's only ether. The operation I'm about to perform is a simple one, but ultimately it's also a rather painful one. So sleep. For when you wake, you'll be a new man, more skillful, more powerful, gifted beyond your wildest dreams. And so it begins, a series of operations so delicate, only a madman or a genius would attempt them. The first, the outward apparatus performed of plastic and steel. Then the finely connected wires, the thousand sensitive filaments, each attached to a separate nerve. A veritable network on controls and counter controls of transmitters and receivers, each reaching a different nerve terminal. And all ultimately connected to the kangaroo's living brain. For 7 hours, Jonas Faro labors as he labored on the man now called Hammerhead. At length, his labors draw to a close, and he exclaims, "Success!" So it's like a Frankenstein kind of thing. You did it, mate. I feel like a bloody giant. Test your strength, kangaroo. So when we cut back to their lair after they've beaten the shit out of Spider-Man, Faro will be happily working, along with the other two scientists. The other two will be almost kind of hostage, but Faro, he don't give a shit. He works for whoever's paying him. And again, they could be working on a test subject. He could be working on Sandman controlling his molecules. The jets augment your natural perfect. The idea is that the Sandman needs Faro. Let's get this in our notes. The Sandman needs Faro and the other scientists to help him harness its natural form. His monstrous curse is that he can't stay in solid form long enough without complete concentration, which gives him some depth and anger to relate to. And while he's a villain, he's kind of fucked. He's always turning into mush. I got plans of my own, mate, that don't include you. So I like this Jonas Faro. We could really have some fun with these side characters. And that's really the strength of what we're looking for, is to don't always go and write Venom and the Goblin, or if you're going to write them, you got to bring something new to the table. These are characters that have been done so many times. The challenge as a writer, as a creator, especially if you want to take on this kind of character with this much mythology, how do you make it interesting? Look at the Odyssey coming out with Christopher Nolan. How do you make an old story interesting? All right, so he agrees to get the car. The rent. All right. Comes to engineering, I'm a washout. I'll need his help. I'll need help the whole time. I know why we were he's gonna go see the Human Torch, but now the bloody kangaroo, who at first I hated, but it's kind of cool because he brought Jonas Harrow into us. And he's gonna come in, his head's on fire. Oh, so Jonas Harrow uses that to control him. Ah, yes. Certain responsibilities I have to take care of. That means I have to get in touch with the Human Torch. Who, again, we see the Torch because we see them in the team-up books. They need to give Torch the rub. They were hoping that people will read the Human Torch the same way they'd read Spider-Man as their next favorite teenage hero. Who wants money says what? You're a regular go-getter, Storm, a hustler. Cut the comedy, webhead. Got something to say it. All right, Grease Monkey, how about this? A partnership on a brand new car. Spider-Mobile. Rather than dwell on Johnny Storm's look of utter amazement, let's switch to a somewhat more passive scene a mile or two east. I don't care what it costs. That's my son. He's a total trans. Oh, J. Jonah Jameson. All right. Man Wolf. You'll feel it again if you continue to disobey me. These machines and a device in your skull. The moonbeam. The moon gems. Now you're my bitch, kangaroo. I need you to go steal some money from me. So I kind of like this. This is Spider-Man the Torch kind of hanging out. The Hudson nuclear laboratories are under attack. Reports include male Caucasian with uncannily characteristics, the ability to leap tall buildings with a single bound. So Spider-Man's got to go after the Rube. Isotopes, man. We need the isotopes. The doctor warned me, try to keep me from taking the isotopes he needs. I'm on to your bloody game. Holy cow, I just realized, Kangy, those isotopes in that room are dangerous. Concentrated gamma rays like that, they could burn up a man in a matter of seconds. Oh, the Roo, the fucking kangaroo. But he was interesting because, again, it brought us Jonas Harrow again, who takes these, D-list villains and he tries to do something more with them. It's like a manager taking bad wrestlers and trying to give them a rub. You see, it's kind of cool when it crosses platforms. Puts on his web mask, which is kind of cool. We can use a web mask later on. Guy wanted for murder. Jonah Jameson's still after him. Familiar apartment shared by Peter Parker and Harry Osborn. Mary Jane, she's left home alone again. Father wouldn't like me to see people he hates, just like he wouldn't have wanted people to see his costume. Ah, Harry's got it. Harry Osborn is the Green Goblin. Makes me think of Gwendy. See, he doesn't want to go home. It's like when my dog died, he didn't want to go home. It reminded me of her. So I just want to leave my home. Nope, we got the Vulture up next, which is good. We need him. Should we just get to these two after? Let's go right to the Vulture, because we need the Vulture. Spider-Man is literally swinging into battle with the Vulture. Let's read this issue first. And then we'll catch back up. So we're on page 12 here. Dr. Harrow will be working on subjects as well. Okay, we like that in the notes. Sandman needs Harrow, working on subjects. Take on the Vulture and Sandman lose, but instead of killing him, they'll beat the shit out of using to send a message to police and the mayor that their demands for financial restitution and release of Dr. Octopus. That's we want to sit down and we'll spare your life for the privilege. There's no third party. No ransom video. We did the video last time. Spider-Man jumps in first, then he goes in second, so we're doing that now. Goes in at first like Rocky 3. Norman Osborn makes the save. It's not yet. Left 4 Dead wiped out. We'll get to that. Kingpin, Nick Fury, even Doctor Doom now. We definitely think it's going to end up being Nick Fury. Scientist to cure his son. End of the story. Nick Fury recruited Spider-Man. Font device. Okay, so let's go through. We went through our notes. Let's now move the notes to page 13 for tomorrow, or whenever you listen to this, the next class. Move the notes down here. All right, so we got Spider-Man swinging into battle. Let's see if we get some ideas from Spider-Man's fight with the Vulture in this issue. It's like someone been killed outside of Mary Jane's apartment, unless my Spider-Man's gone completely bananas. I lay odds that poor Miss Watson saw it all. She kind of gets mad at Mary Jane because she's hiding because the Vulture is threatening to kill Mary Jane. The police, she witnessed the girl's killing from the look on her face. Who is it? I'll call the police if you. It's me, Mary Jane. Said you saw the girl that did it. Are you kidding? You'll let him go free. So Peter's mad because she won't turn herself in to, Peter's kind of a dick. Unfortunately, until Peter's over Gwen, he's kind of an asshole. All right, we got the Vulture here. Let's get a couple of looks at the Vulture and figure out what we're going to do battle-wise. Who else but I, the Vulture? Who else can strike with the speed and cunning of a hawk, with the deadliness of a falcon? The Vultures could be a good name for an NFL team if we can make the Vulture a really cool character. I shall tear the limbs from your spine. Let's call him Spine Who's Spalding. What's your game, Vulture? I don't recall a formal declaration of war. Wait a minute, it must be the thickest Joker alive. You were the one who killed that girl. Excellent. Now you must know why you die. They don't include getting pulped by a bozo like you. Play it rough. Oh no, you jumped back. All right, we got some fights. All right, what just happened? Thwack. How about this? I jump back. I'm falling past you. Can't get my balance. Have to thwack. Almost reflexively. Okay, that's fine. Almost reflexively, our hero's hand jerks, webbing shoots from his palm, moving in an arc below him. Forming a shallow net with breaks just barely his full impact of his fall. Now to other matters. That fumbling wall crawler won't be of any further bother. For that, I'm quite certain. At last, the Vulture's mocking laughter fades. It echoes the sounds. All right, so he got his ass beat. Which is what we want. Keeps me awake thinking about it. He's working with the torch. It's stupid, though, because he just gets up and he's fucking fine in the morning, which I always hate that. Now they're designing the Spider-Mobile, which I kind of think is cool. And I've used the Spider-Mobile, so that makes me happy. So this issue is important to me, and I made it. I did it. I used it. Time I left. Got to go back after the Vulture. Give me the sandwich. Look, I understand you said your father that. You think Spidey killed him just like everybody does. I don't think Spider-Man killed the great Norman Osborn. I've got what I think are pretty good reasons for believing that. We're not friends, Parker. We never have been. We just share this apartment. You hear it? Word before class. Oh, she looks so cute there. They draw her so hot. Just picked up a cousin of mine. Either you need a lift. All right, they're going for a little drive. The Vulture is coming after Mary Jane. Lily scoops her ass up out of the fucking car. Squealing brakes. Made it. Another second, I might have been killed. What about Flash? Never a chance to grab him. Unconscious, more from shock than anything physical. Lucky for him, he was wearing a seatbelt. Otherwise, he'd have gone right to the windshield. Professor Warren. Can't talk right now. We better talk now, Peter. Can be the difference between a passing mark or failing. I just want Peter to say, listen, fuck off, you stupid prick. Go clone Gwen Stacy, you asshole. Nori Towers. Angry Towers. Dropping her. We already. Oh, see, now he has the flashback of Gwen falling. He catches Mary Jane this time. Mary Jane don't die like Gwen. She looks hot in that yellow outfit. Why he killed that girl outside of MJ's apartment in the first place. See, can we do some James Bond shit? Can we have some interactions between Spider-Man and Peter Parker and Adrian Toomes, Peter Parker and Flint Marko? These two say we're taking over the rackets in the city. He isn't just wearing a costume, a suit with wings, something made of cloth. Somehow he's become what he's always pretended to be in the past. This time he really is the Vulture. Successful to distract me. For the past few moments, I forgot my purpose. I allowed myself to be trapped by emotion. That won't happen again. The Vulture catches sight of her. She's dead. Die, Spider-Man, die! Precisely. An instant either way. It'll either be too close or too far away. Hold your breath. Hits him right in the eyes. The way he was struggling with featherheads was too real. He couldn't have been faking. That's right. He killed my father. Tried to cover it up because Dad was the Green Goblin. Because the Green Goblin killed Gwen Stacy. But I know better. Spider-Man was just jealous of my father. Jealous of me. Now he's going to pay for murdering Osborn. Look at this. Harry's flipped out. Into the clouds we'll fight. So they start fighting into the fucking sky. Out of sight. They vanish right into the sun flash. You think Spider-Man will be okay? Are you kidding? Of course he'll be alright. Only Harry's rooting against him. At last I can see again this cursive clings like gum tissue. Now, my dear, we may talk and compare notes over this little matter. The Vulture glides away. He dropped me. I never realized, never thought I'm too high up to snag a high building with a web. There's no way for me to catch myself. Looks like this time I've had it. So we've done that already. We can't do the fly into the sky. They always do that. Which is good that we read this. Because originally the idea is that you have them fight, then Vulture and him play chicken, takes him up into the fucking sky. We can do that later, but not now. Still a few mysteries left to clear up, such as why did the Vulture kill that girl? Who's this kid named Christine? And what the heck is going to happen next issue when the Vulture hangs high? All right, we'll come back to this one. We're going to railroad around. If we don't have our page 12 yet. Hold your head high. All right. Spider-Man and the Savage Submariner. Mayhem is the manfish. Manfish. All right. We'll come back to this in a second. What do we got? This page 12. All right. Spider-Man has just swung away from the cops. He's just swung away from the cops. He says, signal them. Back them off. I'm going in. So, Spider-Man lands on the bridge. Lands on the center of the bridge. Yeah, but what's he doing? Why are they going to come back for him? Right now, they're fucking up planes. Spider-Man lands on the center of the bridge just as the Sandman is coming in for a landing. His body morphing from spilling into a pile of landing. To a pile of landing. He's coming in for a landing, his body morphing from spilling into a pile from spilling slowly and eventually into his human form. Spider-Man takes a few web shots, takes a few web blasts at the Sandman, but they go through his form like a ghost. SFX of the web blasts and sand holes. Sandman takes his full form and charges at Spider-Man like a rhino. Spider-Man prepares to tackle the Sandman. Setting up our action. We'll get our dialogue in there. Prepares to tackle the Sandman. But right before Spider-Man can confidently smash the Sandman, the Vulture. Oh, I like this. It's like, like the Sandman's kind of rope-a-doping Spider-Man. He's charging at him. Spider-Man's like, all right, motherfucker, you want this? And as he's about to hit him, crack! The fucking Vulture just fucking lariat clothesline. Sneak attacks Spider-Man with a lariat style clothesline. Literally turning Spider-Man inside out. SFX of the hit and impact. As Spider-Man prepares to tackle the Sandman, his spider sense suddenly goes off. God, I love writing comic books, man. So I like that. It's like, but right before Spider-Man can confidently smash the Sandman, the Vulture sneak attacks, literally Vulture style. The Vulture sneak attacks Spider-Man with a lariat style clothesline, literally turning Spider-Man inside out. And as Spider-Man is still floating in midair from the impact of the sneak attack hit, the Sandman adds fuel to the fire by locking his sandy granite arms onto Spider-Man's neck to give him an RKO style neck breaker maneuver to really double up the smash impact. SFX of the neck breaker wrestling move and smash on the ground. I love it. Just a fucking just RKO out of nowhere, So the idea is he's coming in to hit the Sandman, but the Vulture sneak attacks him from behind. And as Spider-Man's like flipping inside out from the fucking clothesline, Sandman comes in and finishes him off with a fucking neck breaker. Then, to finish him off, as Spider-Man is reeling in pain on the ground, the Vulture lands on him, boots first into his abdomen for a double stomp smash. Literally sending vomit out of Spider-Man's mask. Sending vomit, sending blood and vomit out of Spider-Man's mask with such a brutal hit. SFX of the double boot stomp. And that's a fucking page right there. Now we just got to put a little dialogue in. We are done, ladies and gentlemen. Done. We are halfway done with this fucking story, with this chapter. Love when we flow and it's fun and we're just making comics, man. We're making comics. All right, let's go through this Marvel team up. We need some fucking dialogue for this page. We got the action part down, so now we have a little Spider-Man doing a little fucking dance, rope to rope with fucking Submariner. The art here is just, we can tell the art's not going to be good. This really was the B-list fucking title now, wasn't it? The idea is that, they were trying to make double money. Spider-Man was popular. Instead of just doing it once a month, let's do 2 titles a month. What they should have done was put more money into the one title, charge more for the advertising, and put out one good title that you could have a split team on. One team writing one particular set of storylines inside the same universe, but instead they try to do this double shit. It just doesn't work. The stories kind of suck. But this went 150 issues, so we'll see if it gets any better or we're just going to end up fucking just blowing through these issues. The one true Submariner. So Spider-Man was fucking up some people. Submariner gets annoyed. You think to net the Prince of Atlantis? If he was some lowly fish? I hadn't snagged this ledge to break my fall, it would have broken me. All right, so Submariner and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to fight the Submariner. They're going to have a little rope to rope. Spocky years, this town is off limits to you. Spider-Man again. Enough, wall crawler. If your purpose was to push me beyond the point of endurance, you have succeeded admirably. For tonight, I'm not a patient man. Ever hit the ground? Those little wings of his ankles give him the power of flight. Wall crawler, my purpose in coming to your filthy city this night was private, personal. I meant malice to none who dwell here. I like the way he talks. All right, so Submariner and Spider-Man are going to be teaming up. What are they going to be doing here? What do we got? We always try to see if we can find some ideas here, some dialogue. Come back, come back. Submariner, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, despite all I said. Didn't realize. You unmitigated fool. A murderer has escaped to kill again. The most malevolent force ever to bestride the ocean depths. The once human menace called Tiger Shark. I, Webslinger. I once said human for Tiger Shark had been a man, Todd Arliss, as seen in Submariner number 5. All these titles they make us read. Until the biological wizardry of the diabolical Dr. Dorcas turned him into the amphibian fiend that he is today. Now, if I ever write the Indiana Jones and the Horn of Atlantis, I'll need to read this shit, so it's not bad to when we got a hot chick alert. Lyra, self-proclaimed Queen of Lemuria, kidnapped my own father to bend me to their will. You never know, look. Put it in the notes just for the fuck of it. Now we get to 13 and 14, of course we'll start up with Sandman and Vulture. We'll leave Spider-Man alive to send a ransom message to the cops and mayor. I like that. Oh, okay. We have the whole thing about the moonstone. So let's add in that moonstone. We also can have a link to Atlantis, perhaps, with Lyra, right? Self-proclaimed Queen of Lemuria. I like to make up my own countries and places. Then slew him when at last I had foiled their plans. They fled from me, knowing my wrath would be boundless. Lyra since has perished, while Tiger Shark has himself beneath your Niagara Falls. Oh, I like that. He hid himself beneath the falls. His presence there revealed only during a pitched battle with the simple-minded Hulk. Oh, the Hulk is back. See, they use this title to get you to read their other fucking titles. This is a commercial for the other books in the fucking Marvel Universe to let you know where all these were in the 1970s. So if you want to read Submariner, you got 50 issues there. You got 160 in the Hulk, but that took over after Tales to fucking Astonish. Then again, Tiger Shark fled, vanished, until a scrap of information I mysteriously received told me he was hiding here, in a warehouse in New York. And so indeed he was, as this abandoned equipment indicates. And because of me, you muffed your chance to catch him. I'm sorry, Namor. Believe it or not, I know exactly how you feel. What will you do now? Continue my search. Somewhere amid all this rubble, there may be a clue to where Tiger Shark has gone. All right, the Tiger Shark. What does he team it up with here? Spider-Man. Oh, so he was fucking up the Tiger Shark's thugs. Who's he teaming up with? Who's this prick? For here, the savage submariner shall be dealt with by creatures whose awesome strength will soon surpass his own. Creatures who are by far my most breathtakingly brilliant creations, much easier to control than are you, my friend. Or with my other creation, Orca, the human killer whale. Creations who are not merely marine life or humanoid, but the perfect transmutation of both. We don't get to see it? Oh. The menfish. Oh, good God. Again, not the dumbest idea. Some sort of twisted connection using the lizard and connecting Atlantis with Tiger Shark and an army of menfish. Fucking God. We have any dialogue we can use here yet? Spider-Man lands on the center of the bridge just as the Sandman is coming in for a landing, his body morphing from the slowly spinning and eventually into his human form. The Empire City. Some things have changed since your last visit. For one, your boss is dead. Welcome to Empire City. Some things have changed since your last visit. For one, your boss is dead. And as for your beef with the mayor, may I first say, sharing your is have a beef with the mayor. For one, your boss is dead. SFX, web blasts, and sandholes. First, let's get the dialogue out. If you don't plan on joining him, may I suggest not taking pot shots at the commissioner. If you don't plan on joining him, may I suggest not taking pot shots at the commissioner. So he's saying pot shots because he's taking shots at him. Sandman takes his full form and charges at Spider-Man like a rhino. As Spider-Man prepares to tackle the Sandman, his spider sense suddenly goes off. So Sandman's charging. Remember, Spider-Man's still being arrogant right now. Spider-Man prepares to tackle the Sandman, his spider sense suddenly goes off. So it's a battle of chicken. So it's a battle of chicken, my friend. Toro, then. I should warn you. I should warn you, though. I throw these well. I throw these right before Spider-Man can confidently smash the Sandman. All right, I throw these oof. I like that. So it's a battle of chicken, my friend. Well, Toro, then. I should warn you, though. I throw these right before Spider-Man can confidently smash the Sandman. The Vulture sneak attacks Spider-Man with a lariat-style clothesline, literally turning Spider-Man inside out. And as Spider-Man is still floating in midair from the impact of the sneak attack hit, the Sandman adds fuel to the fire by locking his sandy granite arms onto Spider-Man's neck to give him an RKO-style neckbreaker maneuver to really double up the smash impact. SFX of the neckbreaker wrestling move and smash on the ground. Right before, okay, SFX of the impact and hit. I throw these. Anyone who's ever lost their shirt playing fantasy football. There's the cardinal rule. Whenever your man is about to score. For anyone who's ever lost their shirt playing fantasy football, who's ever lost their shirt playing fantasy football, there's the cardinal rule whenever your man is about to score. Always beware the vulture. And you know what? Fucking Sandman should be the one saying that line, not the narrator. Sandman. If anyone has ever lost their shirt, hey kid, he's got to give him like a shit. He's got to give him like a little derogatory nickname. What is he going to call him? Hey Scout. Hey Manfish. I like that. Fuck it. This little derogatory. Hey Manfish. If anyone's ever lost their shirt betting football, there's the cardinal rule whenever your man's about to score. Always beware the vulture. Sandman's torn. There you go. And then the Sandman will literally hit him with. Then the RKO out of nowhere. SFX of the puking and mask ripping from the puke. From the puking power. And the mask ripping from his oral explosion. I like that. We're almost done. The object, all right, we did the water skiing with him going across the sky with the copter, so we got that part. It's him and Namor. Namor's swimming. He's skating behind Sneeing. They're going to take on the Tiger Shark. Spider-Man, the ship is abandoned. Let's see if we can puzzle out of the controls. Holy shit, look how deep down this fucking goes. Where it goes down, that's down with the capital D, down to the ocean's darkest, most crushing depths, down to a futuristic complex that rests on said ocean floor. Oh, we got a whole thing of bases here. This will come in handy whenever we do the Horn of Atlantis. Defend yourself, scum! Die! So Spider-Man is now in a tag team with the Submariner to take on the Tiger Shark and this dude. Drugged. Now they got him trapped. You needn't waste your energy, by the way. The gasoline tube is quite unbreakable. The transference of the Submariner's superior strength and life force into the bodies of my already powerful aquanoids. Tell me the valve behind something is what I prayed is. A seacock? Oh, that's so funny. If I could just open it wide enough. If I could just open it wide enough to get Subby wet. Oh, look at this. Breaks. The groan of a sleeping giant. The valve turns. The sea pours in. The sea, the wondrous sea. There you go. He broke the seacock. I'm getting out of here. Oh my god, the menfish will surely destroy you. Fuck these manfish up. Tiger Shark with one of the worst costumes ever. The Tiger Shark has not only begun to fight. No, don't rip off my tiger costume. No. Oh my god, these poor menfish. They're just jobbers. They basically made a bunch of jobbers. They ride the elevator back up. Well, it looks like the end of Dorcas Tiger Shark. Oh, it's Dorcas. Damon Dorcas and those crazy menfish. Would he have a blazing pyres as this monument or a simple token of peace? Next issue, Ghost Rider. We need one more line of dialogue and we're done for the night. So could we get it out of this comic book? Should we have a little fun with the Ghost Rider? And then we're done? Then to finish him off, as Spider-Man is reeling in pain on the ground, the Vulture lands on him, boots first into his abdomen. For a double stomp smash, literally sending blood and vomit out of Spider-Man's mask with such a brutal hit. Need a good line here. Let's do one more comic book. So we'll get an even 4 for every class. And we'll also be caught up. Madison Square Garden, all right. So Ghost Rider's going to be on hand. I'm assuming this is Johnny Blaze, not the... Because this is still the 70s. Because this is not going to be Danny Ketch. Still is the original Ghost Rider. This is when Ghost Rider was pretty much fucking new. Because I believe we're in like December 73. Are they here at a concert? Come on, let's find the ticket booth. I like this. I like this. I really do need to wind down after that caper with the kangaroo. I like that. Scene in the dramatic detail in Spidey 126. All right. See, cool. We're all caught up here. In the life of Spider-Man. The Ghost Rider, the shining black leather. His head is a blazing skull. Raging beam. Oh, we like Ghost Rider. Some Ghost Rider motherfucker. Let's look at some cool-ass art. Foreman. The full story explained in Marvel Spotlight. All right, so he's new. Maybe come back to the Gomez Directing who couldn't let the Crash Simpson's death and the Ghost Rider's birth keep me away from here forever. See, this just came out because he was introduced in Marvel Spotlight #5. So this was them, of course, getting the rub, giving the Ghost Rider the rub, saying, look, we need more people to know who the fucking Ghost Rider is. The Ghost Rider. And we can have a cool biker scene. We can have a sky bike scene. Oh, we can have a fucking sky bike heist scene. Something fucking cool with the cops and some fucking henchmen. We get a little sky bike action going here. Because they could break Dr. Octopus out. Remember, in our first novel, we kill Kraven, we kill Chameleon. So that's enough villains to wipe out. We can bring a villain back. We brought Norman Osborn back. He wasn't the full villain. Dr. Rock was the end villain. We kill him off. We kill his body. We can bring his brain back like Lex Luthor. Boom. All right, we got some Ghost Rider stunts. Peter's enjoying it. MJ's enjoying it. One of them, at least the girl Roxanne Simpson, to be precise, the daughter of the man who owned this show before he died, and the love of Johnny Blaze's life. Oh, Roxanne Simpson. All right. I believe played by Ava Mendez. Oh, I like it. The Orb and his men go anywhere they like. And right now they like it here. Oh, the Orb, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a villain with a giant eye helmet. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Is that what it is? He hypnotizes motherfuckers? Those goons are doing air. Johnny, don't. Roxanne Simpson. All right, so I have an idea. We have a Suicycle bike coming out. New Suicycle. Roxanne Simpson. On a Ghost Rider Suicycle. For the next Suicycle collection. Oh, yeah. See, reading Spider-Man gave me a cover idea for another book we have coming out soon. Oh, and the Orb. The Orb is everybody hypnotized. Peter may be crazy, but I got the creepy feeling something wrong going down there. He's got to get away from her for a little bit. Mary Jane and the others, okay, she's mesmerized. Everybody's locked to a trance. We did this issue already. Spider-Man and fucking Daredevil with the Ringmaster. They're rehashing an old fucking story. Now they grab Roxanne Simpson. The escape from an occultist display sign has grabbed Rocky. It appears it's time for me to go into my spook act. Put that girl down, human vermin, lest you feel the hellfire touch of one that's risen from its blazing depths. Spider-Man's gonna fuck shit up. I'll fuck the Orb up. Now Spider-Man's gonna fight some fucking bikers. Uh-oh, all these fucking mesmerized people are gonna come and fuck Ghost Rider up. I had no alternative. Roxanne is my responsibility, and if your well-intentioned attempt to save her had brought her harm instead. Johnny Blaze called the Ghost Rider. Each of us is something the other thing wants. I offer you a trade, the life of Roxanne Simpson in exchange for complete ownership of the cycle show that bears your name. He just wants to steal the show. The Orb just wants to be the cycle show. Roxanne Simpson. But it's got to be like a sick fucking like living chopper. Drake Shannon, Roxanne. For once ago, many years ago, I was your father's partner. Your father and I began your cycle show together. We were very different attitudes. Soon your father was calling me reckless, a menace on wheels. I, in turn, called him a weak, need, fucking fool. And we raced. We were the best riders in the circuit for miles. Neither of us could gain an inch on the other. I wasn't unlike your father. I wasn't opposed to arranging my success. I swerved to not crash out of the running. But then it exactly wasn't a habit. Maybe it was a grease slick, a rock in the road. But its crash kept his cycle steady while mine skidded wildly, controlled 99 miles an hour. My motorcycle threw me, Roxanne. And my momentum sent me scuttering along the turn for 25 yards. I'd been in the hospital weeks before they let me have visitors. I'm sorry this happened, Drake. If only there'd been some other way. Sure, Crash, old sport. You can afford to be sorry. The cycle show is yours now. But someday, Simpson will be mine. Get the fuck out of here. I became a loner, an outcast. I never saw your father again. At the end, when they found me, they gave me this hypnotic helmet and the courage to ride a cycle again. Now, finally, the show will be mine as it's meant to be. That's not true. You're not winning back the show. You're stealing it. After all, when the race was over, your father had everything. Ew! Oh, that's horrible. The orb. Enough, foul mortal. Leave the girl alone. And for 20 years of living with it, I'll have your cycle show your life. I am called the Ghost Rider for a reason, evil one. Those you entranced in the arena of my power have been released from your control. This is so cheesy. Remember, foul friend, earlier you proposed a bargain which I now accept. Here are the ownership papers. May they bring you no peace. Nope, they're about to open fire, but then Spider-Man comes in with the good old-fashioned Hurricanrana. He hit the Spider Tracer. He fucks this guy up. He knocks that guy out. The orb, stare into his eyes. Roxanne Simpson, ladies and gentlemen. Roxanne Simpson, a laser gun. Stay with the station ahead. Onto the base. They ride up the thing. Spider-Man's on the Spider Cycle. He's had a Spider Cycle before. They're onto the battleground. Everybody's fighting in Madison Square Garden. It's a whole big fucking brouhaha. Roxanne Simpson just barely gets out. He's not wearing the mask. Shoot him with the pistol. Shoot at the fucking crowd. Right out into the fucking ocean. Right out into the fucking scene. Over across the skies. Into... Oh, wait, what happened here? That just ends? I look forward to a ghosty. No man should have to know he died for a hollow dream. I was glad he did live long enough to find these papers were worthless. Mere forgeries. That poor mad fool, to go through all that effort to sacrifice everything. No sign of the orb's body back there. The train must have dragged it down the tunnel. Oh, wow. Should have paid more attention to that. There's a train. Nothing I could do to help him now. Look at that shit. Yeah, the orb went out like a boss. Beware the basilisk. Not a fan of the team-up series, if we're being honest. It's kind of more fun to joke about it, going through it to joke about it. But it's here. It did help us. We got some ideas. We got a suicycle idea. If we can make Roxanne Simpson hot. We need one more line, and we'll do this one tomorrow. We'll get more Vulture tomorrow. We'll catch up with these tomorrow. We just need one more line. Out of nowhere. And to close it off. And he's taunting him. And to close it off. We arrange to have you taste. And to close it off, we arrange to have you taste last night's dessert. Last night's dessert. Boom! So Sandman's taunting him. That's it. And to close it off, we arrange to have you taste last night's dessert. Okay, this Roxanne Simpson thing, we need this out of here. Put it in the notes. And we are done, ladies and gentlemen. Pages 11 and 12 are written. Nope, bold. We don't need bold. To close it off, we arranged to have you taste last night's dessert. So basically, when we come back next time, when we do 13 and 14, they're going to say to him, they're going to pick up his fucking... They fucked him up just now. They stopped and beat the shit out of him. Made him puke himself up. They're going to grab him and basically say, this is what we want. This is the, we want to sit down. And we want you to deliver a message. You still conscious? Like Flip Marco, he's a fucking tough guy. Good old-fashioned fucking De Niro and like Goodfellas, Joe Pesci fucking tough guy. We want to sit down. I like that. So that's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We went through this class. Nice today. And we're halfway done, 12 pages in. Halfway done with the first chapter of our sequel. May fate and faith decide your fortune, and if you should enjoy this, pick up a copy of the AracKnight Chapter 1 comic and textbook. Just sold some more original art. We're going to go sell some more. Peace, love, and war. All that shit in between.